Excellencies, distinguished and honorable co-panelists, distinguished and honorable delegates, dear guests, good morning. I think first I should start saying this. You may be wondering why I'm part of this panel, given that I'm a professor of econometrics, Emeritus, at the University of Geneva. In fact, I also asked myself the same question. And I guess the answer had something to do with the fact that I've been working in the area of human development for the past many decades in my career, combining econometrics with human development. And outside of my profession, I've also been fairly involved in various philosophical, spiritual, and interreligious activities. My presentation will be a combination of looking at things from the academic, philosophical, and policy angles. So now to the topic. For someone who is within a Dharma tradition, the topic peace building, SDGs, and Dharma cultures might seem a very easy one because by definition, Dharma includes peace. But then, what is Dharma and what is peace? These are perhaps two of the toughest questions that one can imagine. Before going into the connection between the two and the connection with the SDGs, of course, let me take each of these terms one by one and see how we can describe them. Then we will see that the connection automatically flows from the descriptions. So start with peace. The minimalist definition of peace is absence of war. Or one can say absence of war or fear of war. Staying within the same definition, one can broaden it a bit and say absence of violence or fear of violence. This is in fact the description that forms the basis for the Global Peace Index, which was launched in 2007 by the Institute for Economics and Peace, in collaboration with many other institutions, out of which there is also the UN Global Compact. Being a quantitative person and not having worked much in the peace domain, I should admit that I did browse the internet to check if anyone had come up with a peace index and ranked countries according to it, and I landed on this Global Peace Index. Anyway, the above definition of absence of war is called a negative definition. Then the question comes, is there a positive definition of peace? The answer is yes. In the social science literature, scholars of peace, such as Johan Galtung of Norway, state that peace needs to encompass equality, social justice, and socio-economic factors in addition to absence of violence. So simply put, peace is more than just absence of war. It's also the maintenance of an orderly and just society. Now let's turn to Dharma. The notion of Dharma is even harder to define and capture. Dharma forms the basis of value systems in the four major Oriental traditions: Buddhism, Hinduism, Jainism, and Sikhism. In fact, the indigenous name of Hinduism is Sanatana Dharma. Sanatana means eternal, so it's eternal Dharma. Dharma in the Indian conception is not merely the good, the right, the morally correct, the just, the ethical, Sri Aurobindo says. It also concerns the whole government of all the relations of humans with other beings, with nature, with God, considered from the point of view of a divine principle working itself out in forms and laws of action, forms of the inner and outer life, orderings of relations of every kind in the universe. So Dharma is both that which we hold on to and that which holds together our inner and outer activities in alignment with the cosmic order. Dharma is also one of the four goals in life according to Hindu scriptures: Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. The last one, Moksha, is the ultimate liberation from the cycle of births and deaths, and attained by following the path of spirituality, devotion, and meditation, along with right action, service, detachment, and selflessness. The other three goals, we can consider them as guidelines for how to live in this world while waiting to attain liberation. And a necessary condition for liberation is to be good in this life. So these goals are interconnected. The first three goals, Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. I don't want to go into the details, but it says Dharma, we've just seen what it is. Artha is prosperity in moderation. Kama is desires. Desires like good family, good social relations, good children, harmony with nature, and so on. And there is an order in this, and it starts with Dharma. All goals other goals like acquisition of wealth, satisfaction of desires have to be attained through dharmic means. So how does dharma translate in terms of peace? We can see that dharma, from the description that we saw, dharma goes beyond the negative and positive notions of peace, as it includes all that helps us to realize the divinity in us, the true nature, and practically speaking leads to harmonious coexistence, an existence in harmony with nature. Seeing others in us and ourselves in others, that is the oneness of existence, is a basic tenet of Hindu Dharma. The Upanishad says, Sarvam Kalu Idam Brahma, which means that everyone and everything is pervaded by the same supreme divine principle, Brahman. And one of the immediate practical consequences of this oneness is non-violence, another being equality. Universal well-being and peace are at the heart of all dharmic traditions. In fact, many passages, philosophical passages, start and end with peace hymns. These are called Shanti mantras. They not only pray for peace for all living beings, but also the non-living and nature. The Dharma principles imply duties for each individual or even each being according to its true nature and place in the cosmos. They also give us ways to follow these duties and at the same time respect others' dharmas and help them follow theirs. So even if you go to the narrower level of absence of conflicts, we have scriptures that deal with many, many ways of negotiations and conflict resolution. You can talk of samadhana, veda, danda, reconciliation, compensation, use of logical arguments, and so on. They guide us in building strong institutions based on cooperation and collaboration, mutual give and take, with collective well-being as the common aim. Debate principles, Vada, tell us how to carry out discussions in situations of conflicting viewpoints. So all aspects of peace building can be found in Dharma teachings and more. And now, finish with the SDGs. We all know that the SDGs were adopted by all countries in 2015 as a follow-up of the MDGs. SDGs are 17 goals covering all aspects of well-being, economic, social, political, environmental, global partnership, and so on. They in fact project a multi-dimensional vision of well-being, which is what human development is all about and which is what I've been also studying. In particular, goal 16, I think my colleague talked about it, of the SDGs is entitled Peace, Justice, and Strong Institutions. As many specific targets, I'm not going to read out all of them, but some of them are reduce forms of violence, end abuse, exploitation, trafficking, promote the rule of law, and so on and so forth. So we can see that the spirit of the SDGs is that one cannot hope for sustainable development without peace, stability, human rights, and effective governance. So now we've kind of come around a full circle, so to speak. Sustainability requires peace. Peace means non-violence, social order, justice, well-being, protection of environment. And Dharma lays the foundational principles of behavior for ensuring such a peace in the broadest sense of the term, inner as well as outer peace, in an everlasting manner. Let me finish with a small Shanti mantra from one of our texts, Yajurveda. I will give you the translation before I recite the mantra. It says, Om, may peace radiate in the whole sky as well as in the vast space everywhere. May peace reign over this earth, in water, in all herbs, trees, and creepers. May peace flow over the whole universe. May peace be in the Supreme Being Brahman. And may peace always exist everywhere. Peace and peace alone. May you be established in that peace. Om, peace, peace, and peace. So the hymn goes, the mantra. Om Jau Shantir Antariksham Shantihi Prithvi Shantir Apah Shantir Oshadayah Shantihi Vanaspatayah Shantir Vishve Devah Shantir Brahma Shantihi Sarvam Shantihi Shantireva Shantihi Sama Shantiredhi Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you.